Bonjour, my friends. I'm Frankie, and welcome to Club Foodie. Although I'm not a fan of winter, I certainly take advantage of it by making casseroles. I have many of them on the website, and they just keep coming, like this one today. In this episode, I'll show you how to make my eggplant beef and mushroom pasta bake. This dish is exactly what we all need. It's easy to make, so tasty, plus comforting. This is a great recipe to make. So my friends, let's start. In a large skillet over medium heat, we'll add a couple tablespoons of oil. When it starts shimmering, we'll add our eggplant that we cubed, and we'll season a little bit with ground sea salt, plus some freshly ground black pepper. We'll saute them, and as you know, this vegetable is like a sponge, so we'll have to add another 2 tablespoons of oil. We'll toss again and cook for 1 minute before adding 2 more tablespoons. You might think that's a lot, and yes, it is, but these cubes absorb so much, plus olive oil is good for us. We'll saute the cubes, and see, we finally have some oil at the bottom of the skillet, and that's exactly what we want. We'll keep tossing them until evenly coated, add more ground sea salt and freshly ground black pepper if we want, and cook the cubes until nicely brown and almost done, about 10 minutes. A few minutes later, we'll scoop them up into a bowl and set them aside for now. Back to our skillet. We'll add another tablespoon of oil. I promise, that's the last one. Then white onions, and we'll quickly saute them for only 1 minute. To this, we'll add red peppers and yellow peppers, but you can use green or orange if you prefer. And we'll saute all the ingredients for 2 minutes before adding the sliced mushrooms, and lots of them. We'll stir them in until everything is well blended, add more salt and pepper, and saute the vegetables for 1 minute. We'll cover and cook for 4 minutes, stirring halfway through cooking. We'll transfer the ingredients to a large bowl and set aside as well. Next, we'll add the ground beef, breaking it into small pieces. And if you can get this kitchen tool, it works like a charm. We'll season with ground sea salt as well as freshly ground black pepper and cook it until no longer pink. It should take roughly 4 minutes. Halfway through cooking, we'll add pressed garlic and continue cooking until the meat is done. To this, we'll add Italian seasoning. I have a lovely homemade blend, so click on the top right corner of your screen to get the recipe. Followed by red pepper flakes. We'll quickly mix the seasonings before adding tomato paste. If you end up with some leftovers, I have a great trick to salvage it, so click on the link to view it. After blending it with the meat mixture, we'll pour in a little bit of beef broth, stir again to prevent the meat from getting dry, and cook for 5 minutes. A few minutes later, we'll return our eggplant cubes as well as the other veggies that we sauteed earlier. We'll combine all the ingredients together and then add a can of diced tomatoes with its juice, although you can make your own tomate concasse, and a can of pasta sauce. Next month, I'll share my meatless spaghetti sauce, so stay tuned. We'll stir until the ingredients are well mixed and bring the mixture to a gentle simmer. We might want to lower the heat a little, okay? A few minutes later, we'll add half of the rigatoni pasta that are almost cooked and incorporate into the mixture before adding the other half. That way, it's easier to mix it in. We'll carefully remove from the heat and transfer our delicious mixture into a 15 by 10 baking dish that has been lightly greased with cooking spray. We'll now spread it out evenly and then sprinkle on some sharp cheddar cheese on top. Next, we'll cover loosely with foil and carefully, because it's quite heavy, transfer to a 350-degree preheated oven. We'll bake for 30 minutes, but halfway through cooking, we'll remove the foil and continue baking for the remaining 15 minutes. When it's done, we'll remove from the heat, let it rest for 5 minutes before sprinkling on some fresh chopped parsley, and that's it. It's ready to serve. And my friends, this is our eggplant, beef, and mushroom pasta bake. Comforting and tasty, this casserole is great for the colder months of the year. Loaded with deliciousness, this satisfying dish is sure to please you and your family. I hope you give it a try soon, and be sure to visit clubfoodie.com for ingredient amounts, directions, and more info. Until next time, my friends, bon appétit!